vital organ? Damn, Richtofen. Remind me never to piss you off.
What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and today what I have for you guys is a bit of a review on the new twist on Infected known as Final Stance. With the beginning of the second half of Operation Apocalypse Z, we have this new version of Infected, which is a bit of a hybrid between Search and Destroy and Control. It's very, very exhilarating, and it's honestly a bit more enjoyable than the Pandemic mode from Blackout. I have a full review on Pandemic down below in the description. Pandemic itself is pretty fun. I would say when you're playing as a survivor, it's really exciting to have an overpowered setup, camp with your squad, get as many kills as possible, but when playing as a zombie, that's when the match could drag. The map is just way too big, you're only given 2 Hell's Retrievers, and the damage you do with those and your actual hands is just not enough against enemies with level 3 armor, trauma kits, etc. So once you get to the final circle of Pandemic, that's when things pick up, that's when you start having a little bit of fun, but then by the time you start having fun as a zombie, the game's just over. So as I said in that review, the mode is just a little bit more suitable for a smaller map like maybe Alcatraz Portal. So hopefully they add that in later on in the operation. But this mode plays very well on just about any map. So when you play as a zombie, you're obviously given a tomahawk and you're given a Bowie knife. So all you really have to do when playing as a zombie is kill the 5 enemies on the other team. They only have 1 life. Quite simple, just like Search and Destroy. But it's like Control in the sense that when you're playing as a survivor, you're given a default loadout right from the start. You can pick anyone you want. It could be a Cordite, a Vapor, a Mog shotgun, an LMG like the Titan, whatever you guys want. But when you're playing as a survivor, the zombies will have lives. So similar to Control, you have to keep killing the zombies until they run out of lives. Or you can just play the clock and wait till the timer runs out in order to win or lose the round, depending on what side you're on. So it's a pretty cool mode overall. Once again, plays well on any of the maps. I had a blast playing with my friends, specifically here on Firing Range, where we all just huddled up here in the tower and just used the bayonet on the Vapor to knife any enemy that came our way via the ladder. The other cool thing about this game mode is that when playing as a survivor and your teammate goes down, you can actually revive them. So similar mechanic to Heist, the other mode here in Black Ops 4 multiplayer, and obviously Blackout. So it's really cool that they allow you to do that. So if you're kind of all huddled up in one spot, you're defending an area, and somebody throws a really nice bank shot at one of your teammates or yourself, you can just get revived, or you can revive your teammate very easily and just get right back into the action. It's really cool. You just got to focus on how many lives the zombies have left, finish that off to win the round, or if you're playing as a zombie, just eliminate the entire team or the entire enemy team just once, and boom, that'll win the round for the zombies. It's a really cool game mode. Once again, a fantastic hybrid of some great mechanics we already love here in Black Ops 4, from Control, Search and Destroy, a little bit of Heist. Really cool stuff here, and I really do enjoy it quite a bit. Probably the best mode they've added to multiplayer in a while. Sticks and Stones is also very enjoyable, as I've covered here on the channel. I have a link to that down below in the description. But overall, Operation Apocalypse Z has been a pretty thrilling operation overall. Not as good as Grand Heist in the sense that the aesthetics, the items in the tier stream, and the areas added to Blackout were a bit underwhelming compared to the operation. But I do believe because a majority of the Treyarch team is working on the 2020 reboot, that manpower just isn't there to really add in a very, very detailed and enticing operation like Grand Heist was. Grand Heist was probably the last operation where it was all hands on deck, everybody was available to just grind out a fantastic contraband stream with new items, new weapons, new areas, all types of crazy crap. The only new area added to the main Blackout map has been Ghost Town so far, and we of course had Hijacked, but that was kind of a small addition. We actually had an entire area, which is Ghost Town, added in within, what was it, the second operation of Black Ops 4. Everything after that has been pretty basic, from changing the fog, the water, the sun, the trees, party elements all around the map. That's just about it when it comes to these new operations. But at this point, what can we really expect when there's only 4 to 5 people actually working on Black Ops 4 right now? I shit you not, all the reliable leakers in the community have leaked the same information. Only a handful of people are working on this game, while all the hands are on deck for the 2020 reboot. Nobody gives a fuck about Black Ops 4 anymore behind the scenes of the studio. Activision considers it a loss, even though they made over $800 million from microtransactions this year. Black Ops 4 obviously accounting for most of that money. Even though they made that much just off microtransactions, they still almost consider Black Ops 4 a bit of a loss in terms of the reception of the game, in terms of the community's feedback about the post-launch content. So I guess that makes sense when you look at how people have reacted to the game, but just based off the microtransaction numbers alone, it doesn't give me much hope for future Call of Duty titles. It really does seem like any system that made a lot of money in Black Ops 4 is going to go right back into the Modern Warfare reboot and future Call of Duty games to come. Even as Charlie Intel reported in their opinion-based post, it seems like the transparency between Activision and the Call of Duty community is just non-existent. They have no idea how to treat their fans. They have no idea what we actually like. They apparently said that we've embraced the microtransactions in Black Ops 4, which is 100% false. Not a single person has embraced any of these systems unless you're a pretty wealthy content creator who spends over $1,000 on the entire contraband stream to get every weapon you can possibly need just to make most of your money back off banger videos. That's about it when it comes to embracing any of these shitty anti-consumer policies which make absolutely no sense within Black Ops 4. $30 melee weapons, crazy priced bundles, locking all new characters behind special orders and COD points instead of the promised character quest from before the launch of the game, as Vanderhaar himself said that all new characters would be unlocked with such quests. But I honestly think it can go both ways. They can use the feedback and, the reception of Black Ops 4 to make Modern Warfare and future games better, or they could say, you know what, the community apparently embraces these microtransactions and made a lot of money, so we're going to continue putting similar systems to these in all future Call of Duty games, regardless if it's Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, a Modern Warfare reboot, a Black Ops reboot, any game. They're just going to keep doing the same thing over and over again. It's a never-ending cycle, just as we saw even with Destiny. And then what happened with Destiny? Bungie pulled out, bought their way out of that situation, and now publishes and develops their own game instead of having Activision publish their game, which obviously was a bad idea. Activision wanted to push for a Destiny 3 to be released, I believe, in 2020, and Bungie said, you know what, we're not going to do, let's pull out, focus on Destiny 2, make it the best game it could possibly be, then focus on a sequel, Destiny 3. Then let's focus on really putting a lot of good manpower, not under crunch hours, but a lot of good manpower under a pretty steady schedule, not under the influence or pressure from Activision. But I also want to thank everybody out there for all the massive support recently. We've surpassed 5,000 subscribers in just a couple of days. The view growth has been great, a lot of consistent views across some of my new videos. We've been covering the latest information about the Call of the Dead remake, as well as Zombies Chronicles 2. It's been a blast making that content. I'm really happy that a lot more people are seeing my videos now. But apart from that, I also want to clarify why I did include that Eisendrache Easter egg at the beginning of the video. So kind of wanted to cover the new multiplayer infected mode first, as well as some details about the lack of content in this operation and where all the devs have gone and how they're all working on COD 2020 before talking about the brief little Easter egg they added to their Shatton. So it's probably an Easter egg that I would have hoped was actually present in the map at release so that more people could see it, but I also see how they're kind of sprinkling little Easter eggs across different maps and modes with the second half of Apocalypse Z. So they added a couple of quotes that actually play when you play their Eisendrache within Black Ops 3. So they kind of put that over at the tram fuse or the trolley located in the center of the Der Schatten map. So obviously hinting at the fact that the events of Der Eisendrache are actually taking place while you're playing on Der Schatten. So a really cool addition to the map that honestly makes sense along with the other Easter eggs they've added in. Like we have plenty of new little side quests on Alcatraz portals, and even the main Blackout map. You have the Ray Gun Mark II variants, a new Brutus boss fight, a fishing Easter egg which can give you some loot. We have a lot of zombies present on Alcatraz portals with how to get the Hell's Retriever, how to get the Golden Spork. You can also put in 3 different codes at the number panels at the docks, and you can even go ahead and destroy the Icarus plane for a wonder weapon filled supply drop. So a lot of really cool Easter eggs added to the second half of Operation Apocalypse Z. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave all your thoughts down below in the comment section as to what you guys think about the second half of Operation Apocalypse Z, and especially this new twist on Infected known as Final Stand. Be on the lookout for more Operation Apocalypse Z coverage, and peace out, everyone.